So I think before we get back into things, we should interact with everybody in chat. And also, while we are interacting with everyone in chat, I've put up the first poll of the night. So if you guys look at your screens, you should be able to see what is called Twitch Picks. So if you click on Dara's stream itself, or there's a button for mobile, basically you can cast a vote to see what happens during the game. I'm going to put these polls up every now and then. Audience members can vote to see what happens. They're intentionally vague because I want you guys to kind of think like, how is this going to impact things, you know? So while we go ahead, we talk with you guys can go ahead and click on that thing and vote. And when we finish our little chat with you guys, we'll see what the result of the vote was. But Dara, do you want to go ahead and say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody. Welcome. I do see a couple of new names in here. Hello. I hope you're enjoying. And Alan Blast, I hope you're not scared away after that. But no, welcome. I don't know what to do with my hands. I don't know what to say. Yep. I'm so caught off guard right now. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't prepared. Hi, Paradoxus. Hi, Kaz. Hi, guys. I picked something. Good. You're doing it. You're doing it. If you see the voting system up there, you're doing it. You're doing it right. But yeah. What do I need to say anything? This is our kind of our trial run through of Dungeons and Dragons. We've never really done this before. Last Friday was our first episode. This is our second. If you guys do enjoy it, best thing to do is be here for our Friday night Minkles and Dragons. We're gonna talk about maybe doing a Patreon or something like that, so that we can get some funding toward it, so we can put some more money into it, make cooler things, pay people, and just sort of see what we can do with this, if it takes off, if it is something that is really wanted here. But yeah, every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we start. I'll put the VODs up within the week. I'll put the VODs up on YouTube. We just take out the breaks and stuff. And yeah, that's it for me.
You want me to take over?
Yep, please. Why is Laszlo just wide-eyed? Yes.
So during these breaks, we usually take a little bit to talk about everyone here who's working on everything. So real quick for those of you guys watching, also Chicken, thank you very much for those biddies.
Thanks for them biddies.
The biddies over there. We appreciate your contribution to the creative cause. Just a quick little rundown. I am Dylan. I also run a studio called Silver Kestrel Studios. I'm a streamer on Twitch. I paint commissioned miniature painting, and I also do a lot of design element stuff. So the map you see on the left, this overlay, everything like that, I worked on that. And yeah, that's my role in the job, along with DM of this session. And then down below, we have the lovely Dara Def, who is obviously our fantastic host for this. She is the one who made all of us come together and put our eggs in this basket to start having a good old rowdy imaginary time. So, give her some props. She's fucking wonderful. Then next we have Sagittari down there playing Kifi. She is Dara's community manager and a wonderful lady. She contributes a lot of art resources to Dara's channel. She's a design artist as well herself. She does a whole bunch of fantastic stuff, and her hair is very on point today. And then after that, we have MWB Design Studios, or MWB as we all call him. He is another fantastic artist. He does all the awesome portraits that you see down below for the characters. And he has also been doing the portraits that go inside of the tokens that we've been using in the game. So he's been contributing a lot of art resources. He also did an animated little GIF for us of our logo, and is going to be contributing even more to the project in the future. So he the man. He's been doing a lot of great stuff. And then we have our second guest of the series, Nixus, down below. Nixus, do you stream at all? I don't think you do, right?
No.
Okay. So our first non-streamer on the show, but she is a lovely member of Dara's community, the Minkle fam, and she has volunteered to join us on this excursion for this session. So mad props to her for joining us for the adventures. So with that all covered, who wants to get back into the adventure and see what happened with the poll? And just a reminder to everybody, the poll that is visible on Dara's stream right now, you can vote for an option to occur. I've left it intentionally vague, so you don't really know what you're going to get. But this lets you guys control the fates and see what happens while we play the game, and you can kind of influence things that happen. So we'll have like 3 or 4, votes throughout the session, and you can kind of determine how that affects the game. So to those of you who are interested in this stuff going, why don't you go ahead and just put a little bit of hype in the chat, and then I can resume our adventures.
Let's get some hypes in the fucking chat. Let's get some hypes in the fucking chat. Is that hype enough? Is that hype enough for you?
It's pretty hype. It's good hype. It's
I
hype.
just woke up, Pip.
Oh no, Pip.
Hypes. Yeah, yeet. There we go. The more hype you give us, the more hype we become. Yes. That's a decent amount of hype.
That's a pretty good wall of hype there.
That's a good hype wall. Neat.
The hype walls you guys are making was actually made by Saggy, so thank her for all that hype you guys.
And some bit hypes. Thank you, Chicken, for the bits. Holy shit! An SK coming in with a bazillion bits. Oh!
Ooh, goodness gracious. That's a lot of bits.
Yay! We could put that towards stuff for Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, Minkles and Dragons. Thank you, SK. Yeah, thank you, Chicken.
A diamond encrusted dildo we can put on display.
Oh my god, yes. Totally for the show. Totally. Using it
on the show.
On display. Yeah. For sure.
Also, we also had
my ear
gift
just fell off
from Chicken to Hobby Dictator for a sub.
Oh my god! Sorry. So much hype going on.
Oh Christ!
Chicken coming in with the 900 biddies. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Woo! For the show, please. I want to see more. Aw, thank you guys. The hype is real. Very, very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Sweet.
All right. Well, now that people have literally treated us like a strip club by just making us to get the game going, why don't we find out what you guys voted for and resume our adventures?
I am so curious. I hope you guys didn't fuck us over too bad.
I mean, they want to see stuff go down.
That's true. Yeah. It's a savage fam.
All right, so we rejoin everyone in the magistrate's office. He has been sitting there kind of like milling over the details of what you guys are going to do while you wait for a singer to come for you, because obviously you need somebody to operate the elevator. As you guys are kind of like chatting and like going over everything, the magistrate and Dolan have kind of figured out in detail that what you guys are going to be doing is you're going to be searching each of the different areas of the city and hoping if you can find people. And when you do that, you're going to try and get them to basically come into the Spire. So if you're lucky enough to find any folks that you want to bring home with you, you'll be able to hopefully be able to convince them that it's worth coming back to the Spire, bring them all in, and then we're going to see how many times essentially that can be done before it's not doable anymore, more or less. So as everyone's kind of sitting around chatting about that, you see like a rather ambitious young kind of like looking dude in a gray thing. He looks like he's like just turned 20. He's one of the stone singers, very much so a novice. And he runs up and he's kind of like sitting at attention. He's waiting for you guys. And as you guys you're talking, this novice, kind of like all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He's got blonde hair, blue eyes. He's really happy to be there. Just happy to be part of something. And as you guys are talking and discussing everything, he kind of looks down and sees the big chunk of rock that Dolan had left on the table. And I guess nobody had taken it back with them. So the big chunk of rock is just sitting there on the table. And he wants to be helpful, right? So he just kind of looks at it, and this is where your guys' vote comes in. So according to the vote results here, this bright-eyed young bushy-tailed fellow is going to help you all out by picking that rock up and making sure to contribute something to the world. So he just kind of goes ahead and sticks his hands out, wraps them around that rock, and you all as one turn your heads to face this poor fellow as he literally vomits while simultaneously shits himself and falls on the ground crying, leaving a very big, unfortunate mess everywhere in front of you guys.
Got any of that water? Oh,
Yep,
no.
I'm screwing my water and walking over to him. And I just hold it out in front of me. Just let it go.
Wow. Wow, that was explosive. Yeah.
So
Explosive.
So it is a dwarf thing. Oof. Oof.
The magistrate looks very, he gets angry again, and he gets up and he's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, David, my table, my floor."
David?
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's David. David, the Stone Singer intern.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Dave.
Fucking Dave. Oh, no. Yikes. Somebody should, I guess David didn't get the memo about the rocks and the vomit. And
I hope
Poor
this doesn't
thing.
affect his chance at another internship.
I hope he's getting paid.
Dave, are you okay? Dave?
David kind of is lying on the ground, his eyes are like that, like in animes where characters they've obviously gone a little bit crazy and things aren't so good, and they've got that shadowed look on their face, and he's huddled in the fetal position, incredibly embarrassed, and as the magistrate kind of sighs, he brings over a guard and has him take the stone away to the singers. So you guys are.
I don't want to be picky. I know this is our first stone singer. Can we get another one? This one's broken.
So David looks up in a panic because obviously he still doesn't want to be useless, and he goes, no, I'll help you. That was a bit sorry. I was a bit unexpected.
Sweetie.
But I'm here to help.
Just no more rock touching, okay? Just stay back. You're good.
Just
Maybe
get it, don't touch it.
Hands in your pockets, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just see anything that looks like a rock, just don't touch it. You're good.
Magistrate Sallow sighs and knows what you guys are up to. He has nothing else to say, so he just gets up and leaves the room with his attaches, leaving you guys there.
It was so lovely to meet you.
He doesn't say anything.
Bye.
Bye, Dave. Dave the intern. Poor thing.
But Dave's still there, man.
Oh wait, who left?
No, the magistrate and his.
Oh, the magistrate. Okay,
It's
Dave's
you
still
guys.
there, man. I
Yeah,
caught
Dave's still
that. Sorry. Okay.
So David's on the ground, and he's being very helpful, and you guys are. Hold on a second. Yeah, so you guys meet with everybody together now around this poor, unfortunate intern, and you kind of leave him there to get his shit together, and Dalin kind of brings out a map that he was given by the magister, and now if you guys look at Roll20, you'll see the city map that we have up there, and where you guys currently are is you are all present at the central spire, and Dalin's there too. Yay! And he's just kind of piled on awkwardly, and so now you guys are kind of planning all together. It seems like only you 5 are really willing to go out. The rest of everyone who kind of saw the monsters down below they kind of opted out of Operation Find People. So it's just the 5 of you looking at this map And Dolan kind of points at it and he goes, okay, so these are some of the key areas of the city. We need to choose where we're going to search together, and if we're going to split up or not to search areas. Obviously, we don't need to search the spire because we're here. This is where we are currently. We've already established that everything we can do here has been done here. So now we need to choose where we're going to start looking for people. So now we enter the fun part of the game where we decide where the hell are people located.
Let's go to the industrial sector. They'll be burly there.
Oh, I was thinking the rock gardens sound rather interesting. Sounds
Aren't we like fighting rock monsters though?
Yeah. I mean, I think that sounds like quite an engaging place to go. Could be a lot of singing involved.
Yeah, I'm not feeling super confident that Dave is up to it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, he's not going to be coming with you guys. He just needs to work the elevator for everybody. Like he's obviously not coming out.
So just us 5.
Yeah, it's just the 5 of you. Nobody else is coming with you guys.
Okay. And I was...
The
Okay.
rock gardens is just a bunch of minstrels. They won't help you there.
What about what's Greeter Street? So many options. I'm just down for whatever. I'm a little buzzed. I might be like slightly tipsy, so I'll just follow you guys.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and take it in turn? We'll pick where everyone's going to go. So Dolan's going to start off. He's going to go, well, it seems to me that we should probably go back to the tavern and check to see if anyone's still there. So I'm going to go ahead and head to the tavern. What about you, Kat? Where are you going to go?
We're splitting up?
You don't have to. You can just, this is your I'm going to in turn pick one of you to choose where you're going to go. If you guys split up, we'll do it as separate encounters, essentially.
Okay. Were you asking me where I'm going?
Yes. So right now, Dara, you're deciding where you're going to head on this map to look for people. And once everyone has finished picking where they're going to go search for people,
Yeah.
we'll play that out as it happens. Now, because we have limited time in the broadcast, you probably aren't going to be able to search everywhere. So you guys have to think about where you're going to go. If you split up, you might find more people. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's important that you find people because that's going to determine the fate of this city at the end of this chapter.
Okay. I will go check out the merchant district.
All right. So we have...
I don't know if anybody's going to be there. Fuck. We'll find out.
Kiki, the little gnome, where are you going to head?
I'm going to go to the rock gardens.
Okay. All right. Laszlo, where are you headed?
I'm going to go to the industrial sector.
Okay. Do you want to drag your tokens for me? That'll make it easier if you guys just drag your tokens where you're going to go once I ask you. Then I don't have to do it. Cool. And then Nixus, where are you? Or Per, where are you headed?
I'm going to follow to the tavern.
Excellent. If you go ahead and drag yourself over there. All right. So everyone has picked the first locations that they're going to be searching. I'm going to start in the order of just like the order that I feel is best to resolve. So the first person, well, first of all, you guys head on out of this area. You've decided the first places that you're going to search. So you get together, and poor David, he gets up and comes with you. He doesn't seem to be doing too good, but he's doing his best. And he takes you back to the elevator. Meanwhile, all the other heroes and stuff that you guys came in with, I wouldn't say heroes at this point, more adventurers, because it's not very heroic to sit in the spire and suck a thumb when people are in trouble. But this little group of adventurers is just going to kind of chill back, and they're kind of sequestered away in like a servants' quarters area, more or less. And David takes you guys down back into the museum and out to the front, and you guys get on the elevator, and he goes, he kind of like composes himself a bit because he still feels really nauseous, and he goes, yes, hi, so I'm going to stay up here And he hands Dalin a rock, and he hands the rest of you like another small little glowy rock. And he says, if you talk into this next to your neck and say my name before you start talking, I will hear what you have to say wherever you are. So just go ahead and use that when you're at the bottom of the elevator and all of you need to come up. But I don't want the elevator coming up and down and up and down because that might take a lot out of me. So when you guys have got everything you possibly can, just let me know and I'll send it back down. And hopefully while you're doing that, I can take care of myself.
Can we use them to talk to each other?
Yes, that's also a thing you can do. That's very good. It's good that you asked that question. I'm going to go now.
Oh, no, but before you do, I'm just going to take the rock. I'm going to push it up against my neck. David, if we can't sing to rocks, why wouldn't we take you with us?
And he kind of like, he goes, most of the stuff down below doesn't need, the general city doesn't need rock singers. Everything's normal doors. Wherever you're going in the city, it's normal doors. Okay?
That's great. You should get on the elevator with us.
I'm not going to do that.
I really think you should.
And then he puts his hand down and like sings out this like short croak, and the elevator starts going down. And he goes, "Okay, bye," and like the whole thing starts going down as you guys kind of like see him, and he's not on the elevator with you, and he just runs back into the spire.
I yell into my rock, "Bye, David!" as loud as I can yell it.
All right, so you guys all have, if you want to add a speaking stone to your inventory, these are generally used only by stone singers, but anyone who holds them has the ability to communicate with other people holding singing stones at great distances. Otherwise, they can talk to people. Like in the first episode, Siphius used one of these singing stones to address a whole group of people and be heard in the room. So it has that kind of effect. You can essentially use these stones to project your voice as you wish, or other people with stones, you can talk to them. So now you guys are able to communicate with each other while you split up, more or less. All right, so this big thing starts rumbling to the ground, and as the elevator basically comes to a stop, you can hear that outside everything is getting a lot worse. The snowstorm is pretty intense out there now. So now you guys are going to have to each trek to your locations. So in relation to where you guys have searched, what we're going to do is we're going to split up Kip and Keefe's searches because they're the closest. So the first thing you basically like, you start heading towards the rock gardens of the merchant district together while everyone else kind of splits off and goes their own ways. And Keefe, as you come upon the rock garden, if you look at the map, you can see that it's a bunch of rocks and nothing else. The rock gardens is an open practice kind of like Zen assembly. It's got all kinds of different rocks and minerals from the displays that basically like have been collected over the years. So it's a really nice, like fabulous, like collection of geodes and different rocks and minerals. And if you were really into rocks, damn, you would be having the time of your life. At least with any rocks that, if you were able to see the ones that aren't currently covered in snow, you would be like, the ones I can see that aren't covered in snow, that's pretty exciting. Those are some big rocks. But otherwise, nothing at the rock gardens.
I put the stone next to my neck and yell out, "Hello, any people here?"
You kind of wait, and nobody says anything.
Am I still with Kip?
No, at this point, you guys have separated. Kip has gone on further past to investigate the merchant district, and meantime, you're in the area, and nobody responds to anything. You're cold, and there's a lot of snow-covered rocks.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna start making my way towards the Temple of Many.
Okay. So you're gonna move on to searching the Temple of Many?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, no one's here. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay, right. You can move yourself, so I gotta stop doing that.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay, cool. So as you check the rock gardens, you decide to move on to the Temple of Many and continue your search there. We now join Kip, who has entered the Merchant District, and after a little bit of looking around, you kind of get the sense that the upper middle class members of the city who lived in this district packed up and left a while ago when shit was starting to go down. Also, somebody is eating something and it's very loud.
Looks like Sajib. No, just from the look on her face, I had an idea that it might be her.
I'm sorry.
All right. So hold on, let me continue.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought you were done.
So you imagine that what would remained in this area was probably pillaged and repurposed by waves of people leaving the city long before you decided to search this area. Is there anything you want to do?
No, I just muttered to myself, why did I choose the Merchant District of all places? Just shake my head.
All right. Is there anywhere else you want to move to?
I actually
join Keefe.
I was gonna say, yeah, I will. I'll head to Temple of the Many as well.
Okay.
Join back with Keefe as I'm worrying about her small little gnome and a lot of snow. So, well, actually, do I know that she's there? Am I gonna have to talk with her?
Can I say that I've yelled to everyone that I'm going to the Temple of Many?
We can assume that you've
There we go.
updated with each other over the rocks to be like, nobody here going to the temple. Like,
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be like, gonna put the stone up to my neck and be like, Keefe, I'm coming to the temple.
I just imagine Pip in the background going,
Just like jumping in and out of the snow.
All right. If you want to move yourself to the Temple of Many, there, Darren, your token.
Well, whoop. Oh God, what did I do? Okay, good.
All right. Now it's interesting because both Laszlo and hold on, let me turn down the snowstorm a bit there. Both Laszlo and Dolan and Prue have gone to places that I have nominated as interesting places. So I think what we're going to do is we'll start with the tavern so that we can see where those two end up next, and then we'll go on to Laszlo's encounter. So as the two of you, as Dolan and Prue enter the Digging Badger Tavern, the place that you started your journey at the beginning of the first episode, the tavern you met at when you started this all is playing host to two things. The first is the disgruntled and unmoving bartender. He's never told anyone his name, and he doesn't care about your problems. You get the impression that if you asked him to leave this place, he'd point a crossbow at you and suggest you do the same, and would probably do the same if you tried to ask him to donate any liquor to the cause without any proper financial compensation. However, the second that you've come across is a band of traveling halfling bards that were oddly not performing the last time you were here, but are currently sitting on stage. They're tuning their instruments and having a lengthy argument about something. The trio of halflings are wearing brightly colored matching wizard outfits, and there's a little plaque at the front of the stage, and apparently the name of their band is the Wizards of the Coast. So according to the little sign. So what are you guys gonna do?
All right, so I'm going to wander in, taking a look over at the bartender and getting what I assume is probably an unkind look back. I'm going to turn to Dolan and it might be racist for me to ask because you're all so short, but do you know these bard halflings? Are they your friends?
Dolan kind of looks up at you because you are obviously taller than him. And he goes, no, I didn't see these when I was here. I didn't spend a lot of time in this tavern, despite a lot of drinking I did before everyone arrived. I didn't see them performing or anything. Maybe we should go ask them some questions.
Certainly, yes. Well, if they're not your friends, then I could take perhaps a different tone. I'll walk over to the stage. Excuse me. You have to leave. All of you. You there with the loot. I think that's a loot. You, I have no idea what that is, but we have to go.
The three halflings, they're all kind of like they kind of stop what they're doing, and the one halfling who obviously looks like he's just way more into whatever the hell these guys are about than the other two, kind of looks over at you, and he stands up and he goes, "That is no way to address Azamandrea Lizard."
I don't know who you are. We have to go.
You kind of like he's very like incensed at like the kind of like way that you're talking to him, and he goes, "Well, I am a prestigious caster of magic," and he looks over at his fellow wizards, and he goes, "And these are my accompanying apprentices. This is Osmo, and this is Dimps. And Osmo and Dimps are learning the most powerful magic of all under me, and that is the power of music." And he looks really proud of himself.
That's wonderful, and I'm very happy for all three of you. I don't know if you've noticed, there's a terrible storm outside, and I assume, based on what you're doing here, you're performers? Might I infer that you're performers?
And as a man, kind of like, he's wearing what is obviously a fake beard, like a very long kind of like fake beard. And he throws it over his shoulder in like a display of laughter. And he's like, "Performers!" And he like looks over at his accompaniers and he's like, and they're just kind of like, "Fucking idiot." And he goes, "We are conjurers of entertainment, my dear."
And do you find that there's quite a few people here to enjoy your conjurations currently?
And he kind of like looks up and he kind of stops. And he was about to unload like a long spiel about like the amazingness of his band, and he just kind of stops and looks around the bar a bit, and he goes, No, you're correct. Yes, that was well noticed, sir. Yes. I happen to know, personally, mind you, I found this information out myself. There are a large collection of people with very heavy coin purses currently located at the Central Spire, and all of them look dreadfully bored, terribly bored. And with the awful storm, it was warm there, there was food. I think they even had a stage. And Azamandralius the Lizard, or Azaman as we're going to call him for short, kind of scoffs at you and goes, "They wouldn't let me in there at all."
I have it on good authority that currently they definitely would.
And he kind of like narrows his eyes and looks closer at you, and he goes, "And how can you guarantee me that I am not just going to walk through the snow, which is much more hazardous to someone who's only like 4 feet tall, mind you, and get to this elevator and then find that nobody's there?"
Do you know how rocks work?
He kind of narrows his eyes at you and goes, "What?"
Rocks. You're familiar with rocks, yes?
"Yes, I'm familiar with rocks."
Wonderful. I have this rock, and I'm just going to pull it out of my little satchel. If you were to put this on your throat and you were to say the name David, now you have to think it in your mind. You have to see it in your mind's eye. You have to conjure that name in your heart. You say David, and you push it up against your neck here, and you say, "David, am I allowed to come upstairs?" I bet he would say yes.
And he looks suspiciously at you, and then he looks at the dwarf standing next to you, who hasn't really said anything at this point, and he goes, "You what?" What is she talking about? And he nods his head and he goes, aye, that's, you trust the woman. You just put this to your neck and ask him for permission. And I guarantee you the stone slinger who's running the elevator is going to let you in when we all go up. I mean,
Yes,
we're not...
It's a magic rock.
And he kind of narrows his eyes. Again, he's been narrowing his eyes a lot, so much that he's starting to like get water in the edge of his eyes.
Oh, you should be careful. You'll get stuck like that.
Just don't make faces. So he holds out his hand for you to put the rock in it.
Oh, here, have this. Yeah, definitely. Yes. And it's, remember, not only in your mind, but in your heart, David.
So he kind of like nods his head and puts it up to his neck. Goes, hello, am I speaking to David? And then there's a moment of pause, and you can see that like he's kind of like a little like, what the hell is this? Am I being fooled? Is somebody playing a prank on me? And then he hears over the rock in his mind essentially, and you can't hear it, but Dolan can, because he's got like the rock still there. But you can basically hear him talking to David, and the rest of you with your rocks can hear this conversation. And he's like, hi, yes, hi, who's this? And he goes, well, I'm Azamendreus a lizard, the fantastic and powerful, and I have been told that you will be allowing me into the Central Spire with my friends today. And David, there's like an audible pause, and he goes, yes, are you with anybody? And he goes, yes, there's a short naked dwarf and a really crazy looking woman who's been quite persnickety, I suppose, but they're not bad sorts, I guess. Anyways, can I come in? And there's like a little bit more of a pause, and he goes, yep. The elevator going up as soon as everyone is going down, this is going up. And he goes, what the hell are you talking about? You can come into the Central Spire, that's all I'm trying to tell you. Okay, good, thank you. And he hands the rock back to you. And it goes,
Thank you. I'm assuming you got David on the other end of the rock.
Yes, I heard David, yes. We my compatriots and I, we powerful casters of song and magic shall meet you there. And
yes,
pack up their stuff, and they're like, we just need to go get our things. And so they're gonna run on up into the upstairs and of the inn and meet you at the foot of the elevator, essentially.
Wonderful. Is there anybody else inside of the inn?
No.
Other than our burly bartender.
Yeah, the bartender looks like if you asked him to leave, he would spit on you. So like you're pretty much golden on anybody else who might be.
Super interested in getting spit on. So I'll look to Dolan. Yeah, well spotted. That was an excellent first attempt at finding people. Where should we go next?
That's a really good idea to continue onwards. What we should do is we should probably, I love how every time I talk for him, I like put the fucking hammer over my shoulder. We should probably check the guard headquarters. There might be some people stuck in prison, or there might be some, pointy sticks that people didn't take. I don't know, but there could be something useful there.
I don't disagree. To the guard tower it is then.
So you're going to come with me then?
Certainly, yes. I think, you and me, we're making a good team.
All right, perfect. So as you resolve that little encounter there, and you now have 3 halfling wizard bards, the Wizards of the Coast band, are going to be going to the elevator. And now we have the industrial district. And Laszlo, all on his lonesome. And I'm just going to scroll on up there. And so you're in the industrial district. You can see that there's not much really going on here. It looks like a lot of things are abandoned and empty, just like any other, with the exception of there's one kind of large building in the bottom kind of like left area of the central district. As you look around, you can see smoke kind of rising out of it. And it looks like it's in full swing for industry, which is really weird because people should be not here anymore. So what are you going to do, Laszlo?
I'm going to search it. I'll go find out what's going on there.
All right. So you're going to go search this forge?
Yes, I'll go search it.
Okay, perfect. So you gather yourself together and you kind of head over to the forge to check it out. And as you get closer, you can hear people kind of like yelling and gruff, burly voices, and a lot of people kind of moving stuff around. And you kind of come to the door and find that it's wedged, locked. So what are you gonna do?
First, I'm going to yell, "Hello, sirs! Is anybody here?"
Are you gonna do that with your stone or
just with my voice?
Just with your voice. Okay, the swirling snowstorm around you, which I'm going to increase in volume to emphasize that, drowns out your voice.
I will put the stone to my neck and try again.
All right.
Hello!
All right, you can kind of hear a little bit of movement stopping inside, and some people inside are kind of like yelling across to each other questions. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Is there any kind of managers here who can answer my questions?
You want to speak to a manager? Is that
Yes, I'd like to speak to a manager.
Okay, there's a bit more of a pause in like activity inside because nobody was really expecting any company, and as you hear people kind of shifting stuff around, a large thudding noise that sounds like big footfalls kind of starts coming towards the door, and as you kind of wait there near the door, you hear the sound of it being unbarred and opened, and this big door comes swinging open. And leaning in to kind of look at you, almost stooping, even though this door is pretty big, he's still taller than it, is a minotaur. And this big, burly cow dude, he's roughly like 7'8", and he's got jet black soot-filled fur, and he's got a iron ring in his nose that looks like it's got like all these dwarven like runes on it. And his horns are both like encased in like different kind of like ornate, similar metalworking things. And he's got these big ass horns. And he looks through the door and looks down at you and is like, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
I have been tasked to bring as many capable people back with me to the central spire so we may fix this city.
And he kind of scoffs, and the big guy kind of he's staring at you, and he goes, "Well, when all this is done, you can pay me to do that." And he starts to go closing the door.
I stopped the door with my foot.
You're gonna put your foot in the giant metal door.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. He goes to close the door and he squishes your foot, and it's really painful. But he stops because he notices that he just pretty much squished your foot. And you know what? Because you did that, I'm just gonna do something real quick here. I'm gonna do doot and doot, and you're gonna take 8 points of damage from having your foot crushed in the door.
Oh my goodness!
He goes, "What the hell are you doing? This door is, oh!" And he grabs you by the scruff of your neck and hauls you inside the room, and he slams the door shut because he's tired of dealing with the outside and the cold. And you're kind of like sprawled on the dirty floor of this forge, and you can see that inside is a whole bunch of other like burly ass looking blacksmith types, and they're just kind of chilling and drinking. It's a very manly, like it smells sweaty. There's like two dudes having an arm wrestling competition. One guy's just like lifting anvils. You know, there's a lot of burly guys in here who are all obviously kind of holding together. And he looks down at you on the ground holding your injured foot, and he goes, "What? Why would I need to go to the spire? Why would all of us need to go to the spire?"
Do you not know the city is not functioning? And we found rock monsters down there. It is our job to get you and the others to help us solve this problem.
The the big Minotaur kind of looks at you quizzically, and he goes, "Rock monsters?"
Yes, giant, multi-eyed rock monsters. Do I have to spell it out for you, you fool?
He's pretty taken aback by your direct addressing him, but he seems to get the sense that you're pretty panicked by it. But he mulls it over a bit and goes, "Why should I go to the spire and stop these?" And he just big air quotes, "rock monsters, when the rest of us can just stay in here and do that without worrying about a bunch of limp-wristed, small, thin, malnourished, rich dicks."
Because whatever you're producing here, there will be no one to buy it. You will need to have people to buy whatever you're making. Please, I implore you.
And he nods his head and, "All right. What do you all think? Should we go into the spire and fight rock monsters?" And the other blacksmiths kind of look at each other, and one of them goes, "Did you say rock monsters?" And he goes, "Yes, rock monsters." And they all kind of like shrug, and one of them leans over and he goes, "Is that booze?"
I will provide alcohol and women after you are done.
And they all kind of grumble in agreement, and the big Minotaur guy just kind of gets he goes, "All right, looks like everyone wants to go to the spire. We're gonna get our things, and we'll meet you at the elevator, if that's okay."
That sounds smashing.
All right. So you've successfully managed to gather a group of blacksmiths and a very large and imposing a Minotaur. And he also tells you on the way out, he kind of like opens the door and you kind of start shambling your way out to go grab more people. Is that what you're going to do, by the way? Are you going to go look for more people, or are you going to sit there?
Yes, I'll keep going. I'm not lily-livered.
All right, it's good. It's good. So he kind of like helps you at the door, and he goes, "The name's Kodak. Sorry, Kodkar. I can't say my name. Let's try that again. My name's Kodkar Anvilbreaker. I'll see you at the spire."
I shall see you as well.
And as you're about to leave, he goes, "Generally, that's where you tell me your name."
My name is Laszlo Dipple. You may know my father.
And he kind of nods his head a bit, and he goes, "I know the Dipples. We will be there." And he slams the door shut and leaves you kind of standing out in the snow as it swirls around you. So where are you going to head to next, Laszlo?
I'm going to go to the residence blocks.
All right. You can move yourself. I'm such a control freak. I need to move all the tokens. All right. So that is your first round of checking. In the first round of checking the city for people to join your little initiative. Good job on you guys. 2 of the Three of the five of you who are searching managed to find some people to send back to the elevator to head into the central spire. Now we have everyone off to their collective other areas. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the Temple of the Many. So Kip and Keefe have made their way through the swirling snowstorms to the front of the Temple of the Many. And at the Temple of the Many, you can see that there seems to be signs of life inside. This is a large and imposing building. After the cataclysm, long ago, when these cities seem to have been built, whoever built them seems to have factored in the fact that people probably wanted to worship their various gods somewhere. And being the insensitive dicks they might have been, were like, it's fine if they're all in just one building, right? There's no problems with that. So this is the Temple of the Many. It's where literally everyone goes to worship for whatever religion they follow, all crammed together in one big building. So you sitting here at the Temple of the Many can hear faint kind of like voices, almost like song coming from within, and you stand outside. What are you two gonna do?
I look at Kip and I go, you ready for this?
Yeah, as ready as I'll ever be. This seems pretty. And
I've never been in a temple before, and I hear singing.
Yeah, it's kind of nice though, right?
I mean,
Just kidding. That was a joke.
maybe we just shouldn't interrupt them. Maybe they're perfectly happy sitting here singing and they have no idea what's going on outside.
Blissfully ignorant, right?
I mean, we could, I guess we should help.
We should help them. They're not going to be singing for too much longer if we don't save this city. Maybe they could. I don't know. Let's go. Let's
go.
Let's see what's up.
You want to go first?
Yeah. I set Pip down and put her in front of both of us to go first.
All right. So you walk up to the grand front doors of the Temple of the Many, and you kind of push on it, and you feel that it's open. And these doors they give way pretty easily. They're very light, despite being massive solid stone objects. Some kind of enchanted fuckery is at work here. So you start pushing the door open, and Pip, ever ready to be of service, just darts inside the room before you can really do anything.
This is her turning.
Bye, Pip. Bye.
And then we're gonna see if this sound effect works. Oh. Okay, that one
The
doesn't.
sound of silence.
Okay. I have a backup. Does this one work? No, it doesn't. Okay, perfect. So I can't imitate a group of people singing in a church, unfortunately. I mean,
you could certainly try.
All right. So as you enter the Temple of the Many, you hear the songs of prayer echoing throughout the building. There is a small congregation of monks and pilgrims gathered around the central altar of the Many in prayer, along with a small gathering of human laborers and their families. They are obviously freezing to death, and many have frostbite. A very short figure in hooded white robes stands at the head of the singing group and is leading them in song. What do you guys want to do?
Well, first, I lean over to Keefe and I'm like, okay, I know this is like pretty crazy right now, but this one time I took like way too many elven friendship brownies and I somehow ended up in a temple and I had this crazy spiritual awakening, and I don't know why I'm telling you this, but this just reminded me of it, and it's kind of cool. Let's save these people. Okay.
How many of those did you eat before this?
Way too many.
Okay.
But I'm good right now. I'm just still a little buzzing from that wine and the brownies we had earlier, but I'm good. I'm clear-minded. I want to rescue everyone. Let's do this.
Okay. I pull out my singing stone and I go, Hey, you're in trouble.
That was Pip also singing. Yeah, Pip trying to
Pip.
explain.
Yeah, here's the loud, like, you're in trouble, and Pip emphasizes that you guys need to leave by barking. Big open cathedral.
Okay, yeah. So she does that. So
So as you do that,
so she does that.
good timing because the singing stops. And everybody kind of turns to look at you as one big like horde. And the singing stops, and the figure at the head of them pulls back its hood, and it reveals what is a humanoid figure, a kind of like short humanoid figure, but it has a face that looks like a mix of like a velociraptor and a bird with like bright white feathers. And it greets you and kind of like waves, and it says like, hello, my name is, and then whatever it said as a name is just unpronounceable. You have no hope in hell of saying what the hell this thing's name is. But you're pretty sure like what you can gather from this species is they just don't have an identifiable gender, so you wouldn't even know to call it sir or ma'am. It's just it's yeah.
Okay.
That's what you've encountered.
Hello, sir and or madame. I seem to have lost my ear, but that's not an issue right now. How are you? I want to know if we can understand the language or if just the name is
it can
weird.
speak like what most people refer to as like basic, or like the common language, which is English for all of us. It doesn't do it well, but you can tell that this thing was like, it was leading everyone in song. You didn't hear any other noises coming out of it, but it sounds very much so like a velociraptor trying to speak English, which is a little and I'm gonna try to do it.
Please do.
We're just going to say that it's talking to you, and I'm not going to talk for it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Oh god. Okay. So velociraptors are like kind of, right?
Sure, yeah. That's definitely what they're like.
So it like walks up to you very reverently, like in greeting, and says, "Oh, may I help you?"
I stifle a laugh and I try to collect myself. I look over at Keefe and I can see she's just like giggling, and I clear my throat.
And she's moving her head around kind of like a bird. Like velociraptors do when they're checking stuff out, right?
Okay, Kip has this like low growl going on, or Pip, sorry, has a low growl going on, and I'm like trying to calm her, like, no, it's not, you don't want to eat it. Hi. Shit, I look over at Keefe, I'm like, I didn't really plan out what to say. We're wondering if you guys don't look like you're doing too well, and we have a solution. We want to help. Are you willing to help? Do you notice why people are freezing? Is that supposed to be happening, or you're aware of that?
It kind of like it jerks its head sideways and closes its eyes and kind of bows down and makes like a cooing kind of like noise that signals it understands what you said.
So you want to get out of here, right? You don't want to freeze?
And it kind of like, it cocks its head over at you and looks over at its followers and kind of is like, they have to come too. So now you address it. You guys talk.
Oh shit, what did you even say?
It's just,
What?
I didn't even catch, like, I thought you were saying they have come to, and then you were going to say more.
They have to come too.
They have to come to, oh.
I thought
It
you were
speaks in
telling.
short sentences.
I thought you were telling them what we were there doing.
No, it jerked its head at the congregation.
Okay.
Oh yes,
Um,
of course they will come too.
Yeah.
Yep. You'll all be warm. No freezing.
Mhm.
No frozen chicken breasts for dinner.
And you know, this music is absolutely stunning. I could listen to this all day long, and you can all continue singing where we're going, but we just want to help you. So it's that easy. Hey, you're just gonna all follow along.
And then the priestess lizard raptor thing. Well, not even priestess. It's not male. It's not female. It just kind of it jerks its head up and down a bit and goes, "We go!" And this one guy in the crowd stands up and goes, actually. And then the thing turns its head over at him and basically goes like, and he like shuts up. He's like, okay, we'll go.
Great. Meet you guys there.
Thank you for being so cooperative, fellow people. This was so much easier than I thought. Bless you all. Let's go.
As you're doing that, the bird creature thing is like you're trying to like talk, and it just kind of like starts walking towards the door, and then it just it yells over its shoulder, "Sing more!" And everyone starts singing as they leave the temple, heading out into the rolling snowstorm, and kind of the whole procession of singers.
And I'm just still like feeling tipsy and happy. I'm just like going along with it.
I'm
And,
dancing with Pip.
And as that's happening, we pause briefly to give glorious thanks to the subscribers It's Me 88 and Thunder Nation 31 for the recurring subs to Dara's channel.
Oh, I didn't see 88's resub. Yes,
Praise
thank
be
you.
unto you.
Praise be unto you. Thank you guys. Very much appreciated.
All right. So you guys, they kind of go out and they're leaving. You're left in the temple. Is there anything else you guys are going to do before you pick another spot to kind of start?
Are there any rooms or anything in the temple?
Yeah, there's a lot of rooms. It's the temple of the many. There's a lot of gods.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I look over at Kip and I go, I guess we should probably make sure there's no one else in here, huh?
That's a pretty good idea. And no, never mind. I wouldn't feel right stealing from a temple.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah, all right. I keep my hands to myself.
But listen, when we're out of here, we can drink as much as we want.
That's true.
Just-
We gotta
let's
get
just
back.
Get them all out of here.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, I guess we
Start
quickly
knocking on doors, opening them.
So it's just seeing if anyone's still in the temple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, what little bits of stuff that was all around in the central like worship area, everyone picked up and took with them when they started leaving. And as you guys knock on doors and open like stuff, you can see like a couple of different altars. There's like one altar that looks like it's just like a room full of broken chairs, and you're wondering, why does this constitute like a place of worship? But there's obviously an altar built out of broken chairs that has a deity, which is also a chair, and it's broken. And you're kind of curious as to what the hell this is, but because there's nobody around to really tell you, you kind of move on.
Okay. Maybe.
And,
Oh, sorry. I was
and
just.
as you're looking in these rooms, the only one of significance you really look in that looks like it hasn't already been like relieved of most of its stuff is a big door that's it looks very sinister. It's got pictures of like hellfire and then like demonic entities on it. And are you gonna open that door?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You guys are gonna go in there?
Yeah, I read this book one time called like Katrina, the meanage witch or something, and I think she might have worshipped this like deity. I think I've seen this before. I really want to check it out.
All right, let's go.
Katrina, yeah, I think that's what it was called. Let's check it out.
Okay, so you open this, or you try to open this kind of like demonic looking door, and it won't budge. Like it doesn't move for you at all.
Who? Is it wooden?
No, it's most things are made of stone. Wood is hard to come by in this world. It's a light kind of like material, but you feel like it has some magical weight to it. Because you are a magic user, when you put your hands on it, you can feel that this door is enchanted.
Keefe, do you think you can like maybe open this? Are you?
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Yeah? You can try to use your magic to get the door to open?
Yeah, can I try and blow the door up?
You want to blow it up? You want to just blow up the door?
Yeah, like when cops are coming to like break down a door, they put the stuff on either side and it goes poof, and it like breaks off the hinges. That's like what I
All right, you're going to magically SWAT team the door. Go ahead and roll
I
me.
back away as per usual whenever Keefe is conjuring a spell.
And you're going to do a -3. So
Aw.
D20 with a -3.
Okay. Please.
Oh shit, I'm on the wrong thing. Sorry. There we go. Now you guys can see.
What was it?
Oh no! We're fucking dead!
Oops.
So you roll a 5, and with the modifier brings it down to 2. This is not a successful use of your magical abilities.
Nope.
However, what you do manage to do with the door, instead of blowing it apart and gaining access to the room, is now, for no reason at all, it's screaming. The door is very loud. You now have an unopened, screaming arcane door. Is there anything else you want to say at the top of its lungs?
Should we go?
Yeah.
I'm so curious about what's on the other side, but this
Wait,
is
I got this. I'll make us earmuffs.
okay. Oh,
You're going to conjure
I'm
earmuffs?
gonna try and conjure 2 pairs of earmuffs.
Okay, roll me a d20 at a +2.
oh
Oh
God.
shit! Am I still under brownie influence?
I mean, you ate some brownie and you like drank some wine, but you've also walked through a blizzard. So
I'm good then. This is great. Oh fuck me!
neat.
You can roll a
wait.
0?
Hello? How did I roll?
I said it a +2, Saji.
I pressed +2.
Okay.
What did
Well,
I roll? 1d20 +2, 5 +2. Oh, I put what? Oh, instead I put a plus in front of the 2. Like
Oh,
when you put
Okay.
a minus. Yeah, I'm gonna
roll it again and just type 2. You don't need to put a
Yep.
plus.
Yep. Oops.
Yes.
So you hold your hands out, and like growing out of your hands, basically from the top, are these nice little fluffy earmuffs. They also have the benefit of keeping your ears warm. They look kind of like the earmuffs they were wearing in Harry Potter, basically.
But they're on your hands?
Well, she's holding them. She has to give them.
I thought that I also grew them, and I'm like, oh, so we just cover our ears like this.
No.
I thought that's what you meant.
No. She summons earmuffs.
Okay.
Now you have earmuffs equipped.
Okay. I get it now.
Okay. Now what are you doing?
Okay.
Is there anything inscribed on the door?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can't read.
Oh shit.
I don't know if no, I don't think Pip can help us here.
Are there any openings or gaps?
I don't know.
To, like, tell if anything's on the other side of this door?
As you look at the door, well, it screams in your face, and you can tolerate it now because of your magical earmuffs, but you can still hear the muted like just loud as fuck. You kind of feel around on the door, and as you're looking and inspecting it, Dara, are you going to look and inspect it too?
Sure.
Okay, I want you both to roll me a d20. No modifiers, just roll me a d20.
Fuck.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
No.
What is happening?
Dara too.
All right, so
Like,
you
is
both
this real?
like put your faces against the door, and you're like, what the hell? You can't find anything. You kind of like start rubbing your faces on it. And then you both get the bright idea to lift the earmuffs to see if you can hear anything in the room, briefly forgetting that the door is screaming at you. Both simultaneously lift it to listen to the door, and both of you recoil in pain. As you're like, all right, the
Shit!
fucking screaming door.
Oh, damn it.
Well,
Keefy, maybe you can help me. I haven't had Pip for very long, but do you think there's anything we can do to make her, like, could she help us, do you think?
do you think we can make her like teleport?
I really don't know if she can do that. Can we try? We're gonna try to teleport her into the room.
Wait, can you communicate with Pip?
Can I communicate with her?
All right, are you
Ish.
trying to teleport your magic
Wait.
shape-changing dog inside a room you can't?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what is the purpose of teleporting her in there?
How is the dog gonna
We
know it's
can't,
so that's all.
Okay, no. I'm just trying to think. Okay, here's my problem coming out of sort of RP for a second is that, like, if it's magical, the reason I was like, okay, I'll just turn her into something really big, try to get her to pound through the door. But if it's magical, I'm assuming that it's got magical elements, and no matter how much like force it takes, should I just shut up and try that?
What do you want to do with it?
I was thinking, okay, I turn her into something really big, and so she could smash through the door. But it's
Keep in mind, it has to be something she can see. She can't turn into things that she can't see. She has to learn to turn into something in order to become.
Okay, how about we try to turn her into the big rock monster again?
There's no rock monster around for her to look at.
But she
She
has seen it, but she didn't
rock
properly
monster.
learn it. But
She didn't learn it, but she does know what
but
the rock.
we could try to get her to do that, right?
Yeah, but because there isn't one for her to reference, she knows what it is. But I'm going to give you a -4 if you want.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna try it anyway.
Okay, roll a d20 at a -4, and let me know if she becomes a rock monster.
Okay. Come on, Pip. I know you could do this. I am cursed. It is literally the Daredef D20 curse. It's been like that forever. I'm telling ya.
Okay, so you put your dog down.
We need to get the fuck out of here.
You put
Yeah,
the dog down in front of the door. You feed her a treat. You go, okay, Pip, rock monster. And she looks at the door really intensely, and then she poops on the floor.
Keefy, is there any way you could clean that up? Got some magic.
I unroll my water and I just pour the water on it.
We
All
just
right.
sort of start sidestepping away slowly.
So you dump water into this cold room on top of the dog turd, which loosens it and turns it into a puddle, and then it freezes. So now there's a big slip of frozen dog turd in front of this door that is screaming in the church that you were in. So is this about time where you guys are going to leave?
I think we should go.
Yeah, whoever comes out of that door, I wish there was a doorbell we could ring. They'll just have a nice little surprise waiting for them on their doorstep. This is great. That'll get their attention. And they'll be like, oh man, these shits know where I live. I gotta just go to the Great Spire now, so I know exactly what I'm supposed to do.
Exactly. And also, once we save this city, you better believe I'm coming back here and finding out what's on that other side of the door.
Yep.
So
Yep.
curious. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here. This screaming is just, it hurts.
Okay, just a quick check. Did you, Dara and Saji? Did you see my message in Discord there?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So that so we have you guys. You just went to the Temple of the Many. You managed to convince a whole big group of praying people and their weird raptor Jesus lady thing to go with them. Where are you guys going to head next?
Let's go to Laszlo.
Okay, so the both of you going to head to Laszlo?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh man, I was muted.
You were.
Oh, I said like all before you asked where we were going. I said, yeah, like I think it's a good time we go join Laszlo, blah 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 blah.
Oh.
And then you like asked it again, and I was like, wait, did you hear me?
Oh, you were muted. Oops.
Yep.
Oops.
All right.
We're gonna
Alright.
go there. That's where we're gonna
Move
go.
you guys over there. Perfect.
Residence
All right.
blocks.
Yeah, you guys are in the residence blocks. This is a large area that encompasses like probably like 3/4 of the entire city. It's just endless, similar looking apartments. There's like warehouses that are made for greenhouse storage that grow a whole bunch of food in this area. And we'll get on to what happens there right after we resolve what happens at the Guard HQ. So at the Guard HQ, we have Dalin and we have Prue, and you guys arrive at the HQ. You find that the door is wide open, and nobody seems to be like on patrol or standing anywhere. And you guys basically, that's it. That's where you're at. You can see it there on the map. It's that big, large, imposing building with like its own kind of like smaller fortifications. What are you guys gonna do?
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna peek my head in the door, just kind of take a quick look around, look back at Dalin, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, but I can save more people than you," and I'm just gonna go off running. Just gonna run right into the barracks.
Okay. All right. So Dalin is gonna chuckle a bit and just charge in after you. And as you guys are inside, you can kind of see that like this place has been picked over pretty hard. Dalin kind of looks at you and he goes, "I'm gonna go check the cells. Are you gonna do anything? You want to come with me to the cells? Or you want to look around?"
No, you know what? You go take a peek at the cells. I'm gonna see if I can find anything in like the barracks, maybe somebody who's asleep or something. I don't know. I just feel like let's split up. Let's see what happens. Let's just do it. No, let's do it. I'm gonna high five. We're gonna go.
All right, Dalin returns your high five and runs downstairs into where the cells are and leaves you to kind of look around upstairs. So what are you gonna do?
Brilliant. So if I'm assuming, are there multiple levels to the barracks at all?
There are multiple levels. It looks like on the main floor is everything related to like the armory and general processing of anything. There's some like basic holding cells that don't look like they lead to, they're like an overnight stay kind of like drunk tank situation. And then you can see that there's a set of spiral stairs that lead up to a second floor. And you don't know what's on the second floor.
Well, I'm looking for those stairs and I'm going to head up.
Okay. You head up the stairs, and as you get to the top of the stairs, you look out and you see that it's now kind of like an L-shaped hallway, and you're in the middle of the L. So you've kind of like got a couple of doors over on this side, and then there's like more or less windows that look out into the courtyard, and then all the way along the long side is just like more doors leading into different rooms and stuff.
Are any of the doors ajar?
No, they're all
Nope.
closed.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to start with the door closest to me and just start tossing doors open and shouting at the top of my lungs that it's really cold outside and they're having a party at the Spire and we should all go. Everybody should go.
You start opening doors and looking in, and you look around, and there's really not much left. It looks like whatever was valuable here or anybody who was here is gone. You kind of go through, it looks like the majority of the area up there is living quarters. It's a lot of bunks and like enclosed kind of guard quarters. And then there's also like a quarter for like a guard captain and stuff, but everything has just been picked clean. There's nobody here. There's nothing useful left.
Perfect. All right. Well, I'm gonna press this stone in my throat and say, Dolan, did you find anything fun in the basement?
And you're gonna wait for a little bit, and Dolan's not gonna respond.
You know what? I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna run downstairs.
Okay, you're gonna run. You're gonna run downstairs.
Yeah, I'm running. If he's not responding, I'm gonna run.
Okay, so you're gonna run all the way downstairs. You kind of go down the spiral staircase in the opposite direction to head into the basement. And as you get into the basement, you can see just a long row of jail cells, and then there's kind of like a contraband lockup, and the contraband lockup area down there looks like it's been cleaned the fuck out. Like somebody ripped the door off the hinges. There's just nothing left in there. And then some of the doors are open in the cells and some aren't. And that's about all you can see from where you are.
I'm gonna cautiously start walking my way down the hallway and looking into the cells to see if I can find Dolan.
All right, so you start cautiously making your way down this hallway and peering into the cells one at a time, and there's really nobody in most of them. And as you start kind of inching closer towards the end, I would start playing really like sinister kind of like ambient music, but the thing that hosts it is fucked. So I'm gonna be like,
oh my god, this is
tension building music,
foreshadowing kind of music. What?
Oh no! And as you start getting closer to the end cell, you can kind of hear a bit of a rustling, and you kind of like start to look in, and just as you start to look in, a big chunk of rock that looks like it like held eyes in it comes thrusting forwards into your face.
I will back up. Yeah, I'm gonna back up. I'm gonna back up real quick.
You're gonna back up real quick? All right. As you kind of back up real quick, you hear uproarious laughter come from within the cell, and Dolan walks out holding what looks to be the upper half of one of those rock monster things, with like a head bit for it. And he's giggling to himself, and he goes, "Oh, I came down here to look for people, and this thing came out of the wall, so I broke it with my hammer." And he starts laughing more.
Yep.
And,
Yeah. Funny. That's funny. Yeah.
He's nodding his head. He's like, "You were scared, weren't you?"
Oh yeah. Yes. Yep. Scared's the word. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, sorry. Can someone talk real quick?
Testing.
Cool. I accidentally turned my volume down. We're good. And he's kind of like laughing, and he goes, "Oh, look at me. I'm a scary rock monster. I kill adventurers."
Yes, it's very this joke that you're making. Yes, I'm getting the humor. I am. Yeah. Should we go? Let's go. Yeah, let's find somewhere else to go.
He kind of laughs and throws it on the ground, and he's asking you like, "Oh, did you find anything upstairs?"
A lot of empty rooms. I did. I found a lot of empty rooms, and then I called down to you, and you didn't answer, and I ran down here, and now we're here, and just sharing this joke. We're just sharing it.
And he kind of he chuckles and goes, it was a good joke." And he looks at his feet, and the big rock piece that he had there is like kind of slowly dragging itself into the room to kind of start reforming. And he goes, "I hate how they put themselves back together like that. Anyways, we should go before I have to break them again."
Yeah, let's head. You know what? Let's head out. I don't think there's anyone here. Just us. Probably just us and this rock monster. So, yeah.
All right. So you guys kind of head on up to the top of the guard HQ and head out. And, Dolan kind of stands there and he goes, "I think we should go to the residences, meet up with anybody this is the largest part of the city. We should probably look around, yell for people, see if anyone's around."
I don't disagree. I was just about to check with the rest of the group to see where they were because I think they would love this joke. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we should go. Be with them, maybe. Other people.
That's a good idea. So Dolan and Prue gather their stuff, and they head on out into the swirling snowstorm ahead of them, which is one of 2 sound effects I could manage to salvage from the server going down. And so they head on over there, and in the process of everyone meeting up at the residence blocks, we're going to take a break. So we're going to take another quick little bio break so everybody can release the Kraken, as it were. And we'll come back and talk to you guys, and then we'll resume the adventure.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Hi, Snowbuns.
Back soon.
Be back soon, guys. Be back soon. Oh, that's not the right one. Hold, please.